Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In my channel I have three playlists. One is about homesteading, which is where this one will go. I have also a playlist of metal detecting that I find a lot of cool finds and save a lot of history. And I have a third playlist of a gypsy wagon camper that I built, so if any of those interest you, check those out. But today we're going to talk about homesteading. It's the middle of October 2019, and this past summer we didn't have a garden, and that was a bad thing, and I missed it. And biggest reason was we had raised bed gardens, and we had them for about 6 years, and yeah, they all rotted and started falling apart, and they were getting really overgrown with weeds, and it was not working out well anyway. So I tore them apart, got rid of them in the spring, spread the dirt out, seeded grass, and gave up on it. And so it's fall, and we're going to have a redo. We're going to have a garden in the spring. And hang on a minute, I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so I built this, and it's small, but I'm trying a couple experiments. I've done a lot of research this fall. I was recovering from a hip replacement about 3.5 weeks ago, and I sat around watching YouTube videos till I thought I was gonna explode. But I learned a lot, and I learned a lot of different methods that people have tried, and I want to try some of them. So this is my little raised bed garden area now. I have two 4x8 beds and one 3x4 bed in the back, and I filled them with decomposed chicken manure and wood chips, just laid on the top of that, and then straw on the top of that. And I've got this little hoop garden going here. I'll show you in a minute what I got going inside there. I'm trying a little fall garden, although I got it in very, very late. I have very, very little hope for any success with it, but I had nothing to lose. I already had some seed that I used, so it's worth a shot. But I'll show you that in a minute. So inside the hoop garden, there's lettuce I have a little start of. Like I said, I got this in so late, I can't imagine it's going to make it. We're in northern Ohio. I think we're zone 6B. And I mean, we're only 2 weeks from heavy frost, but maybe in the hoop garden. Like I said, I had nothing to lose. I give it a try. And down that way I have some radishes. Now here I started some spinach that isn't doing anything yet. Well, it's just starting. I'm seeing a few little germinated seeds coming, and I have some kale here, and same thing, the seeds are just barely starting to germinate. I doubt they're gonna make it, but again, nothing to lose. It was old seeds that I had that were gonna expire, or were expired anyway. Lettuce is doing halfway decent, but and the radishes are coming, but I doubt it, but we'll see. Maybe get one salad out of that. But good practice for next spring when we're going to really go at it hot and heavy. Anyway, I'm going to, in this area, try a method many of you I'm sure have heard of, and I did a lot of research about square foot gardening, and that's what I'm going to do here. And they claim, I actually bought the book Square Foot Gardening, and they claim you can raise enough food for an entire year for one person in 32 square feet. I question that, but I'm going to try that. We'll see. I'm going to give it a shot. But the one thing that takes a lot of space, and I didn't want to use the space that's in here, is potatoes. And I might even do sweet corn. I've never done sweet corn because it takes so much space, but I may try it with something new I just discovered and I never heard of before, and maybe I'm like the last person on the planet. But if you've never heard of it, you need to Google Ruth Stout, Stout, Ruth Stout. And there's a lot of people using her methods and very successfully. And I just learned about it and I am fascinated. No tilling, no raised beds, no digging, no weeding, no watering. She plants it and she harvests it. Well, did. She passed away in 1990, I believe. But there's some videos interviewing her as a documentary, and you need to see that. And down here is where I'm going to create my Ruth Stout garden. I laid out a 4-foot by 20-foot patch there, stretched some string just as a guideline where it's going to lay, and I'm going to pile hay about a foot, foot and a half deep this fall, and that'll be ready to plant my potatoes in the spring. No digging, no tilling, no trenching. Lay the potatoes on it, cover them with more hay, and harvest them when they're ready. Okay, so I just laid out my little patch here. I'm going to create a Ruth Stout garden for my potatoes next spring. I've lined up a source of free hay from a farmer with some that got wet. He said I can have it. So I'm gonna go get it here in about 5 minutes, and I laid this out so that it's ready when I get back with hay to put in. Okay, so I put an ad on Facebook on one of the buy-sell trade pages that I was looking for some hay, and guy said come and get it, you can have what I have. And there's about 7 bales in there. He said, yeah, when I threw my ex-wife out, I threw her goats out with her. This was left behind. You can have it. Okay. Thanks. Alright, so that's it for the potato patch. So I've read you need to put your straw on a minimum of 8 inches deep. But it's also been said you can go too little, but you can't go too much. So I put a foot on it first. It only took 2 bales to do a 20-foot. So 1 bale per, if it's 4 foot wide, 1 bale per 10 foot of garden strip is what you can figure. I had no idea what it would take. But anyway, 2 bales did that a foot thick real well. But then what happened, I went over here and I did my berry patch. And I thought that'd take a full bale, but it didn't. It took about a half bale. It's only, it's probably 3 feet wide, and I didn't put that near as deep. That's already established. So anyway, I put it on there, and then what was left, come back and put on top of this, just because it was already a busted open bale. So I'm probably 16 to 18 inches deep, which is fine. That'll be down to 3, 4, 5 inches in the spring, which is good. Gunther says, what's this? Can I eat it? Not yet. And Miss Kitty's coming down to check it out too. She says, oh boy, mice will live in there. Oh boy. All right. So that's it. There's 2 bales over there, and I got 3 more in the truck. So let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 8 bales on the truck total. And that'll give me bales left for spring when the potatoes need covered up. I'm all set. Lots of good nitrogen for spring, and it looks nice too. Berry pie next year.